All right, not sure what happened. So I have no idea what happened. I'm going to literally send a message to everybody let's just tell everyone that we are going live again on a second stream. Right. So I just told everybody that we are going live again on a second stream. I have no idea where the first one went. It's usually what happens with what's it called, YouTube. So YouTube does bug out every now and then, and they do cause this kind of an issue. It's nothing nothing new for us. We've had many streams like this actually just kind of mess up for us. So anyway, we're back on. I've got another stream here today, right? So give me a second. Let me just grab this. So I'm just grabbing the link, guys. Give me a sec, and then I can share the link to everybody, right? There you go. So I've just sent the link again. So of course now you guys could come back in again. Let's see what happens, right? So the question here is, of course, I was trying to do the, I was trying to answer someone's question. I have no idea what their question was now because it's all gone. I think they were talking about algo, and what I wanted to show about algo, obviously broke the stream, but other than that, you want to buy this. You know, you got to understand where your, you know, your bottoms are, right? So wherever these little, you know, buy the dip zones were. Once you figure that out, you can literally just put buys around those areas and just wait for it. Just wait for it. You know what I mean? So the way to do this would be like you just look for these little low points, right? So here's a low, for example. You could use this as a buy zone. You could literally use this, and you can do this all day long, blind, on blind. And at some stage, it will come. But remember what I said. You got to figure out what is it you're trying to do. If you're trying to make money, this doesn't make you money. This just accumulates more and more coins. Excuse me 1 second, guys. I need to sneeze. I think I managed to control it without sneezing, so that was quite awesome. Right, it was like meditation, right? Right, I have no idea who's on chat, who's not. I see Stick and Bones. Awesome, my brother. Hey again. So let's continue with this, right? So the idea here is, you know, if you use the methods that we use, like, you know, to buy the dip, we just look for the lowest, you know, the most recent bottom, and then follow through with all the lows. And what we try and do is try and scale into the coins. But remember this. If the market structure is showing that it wants to go down, it will go down. And look, we're talking about it, and it's just non-stop bleeding out. It's not just internet itself, right? It's not just the internet itself or YouTube. Look, it's just bleeding out. It's just non-stop trying to go down. We were at 211. Now we're at 208. You see what's happening? It's just bleeding down. And this is the kind of stuff you really have to understand, you know. Yes, this is a pattern, and yes, this here on a 6 hourly, look at this, on a 6 hourly, a perfect execution of a head and shoulders. A perfect execution of a head and shoulders. So yes, it's come, and I'm not talking about Bitcoin, by the way. This is the total global market cap. So all the indications that we had have been showing that yes, it wants to break. And look at this. Perfectly come back to this line, and it's going to break. It's going to break. Look at this. It's just going to break. And again, you can see that by using a slightly different time frame, we can actually observe the pattern. But with the limitations that we have, say for example on an hourly, we don't really see that pattern unless we zoom out. Of course, on 4 hourly, we can somehow see it. Again, you've got to identify that pattern, right? That's the most key that we see. And on a daily, it doesn't even exist yet. So when you're looking at these daily patterns, it doesn't even exist yet. So this is how it helps you. Like once you, I know a lot of people say to you, like say to us, like, oh, how do you identify patterns? Like the other day, I think 2 days ago, somebody asked me, they said, is the market going to go up or down? And I was like, up. And I'm sure if they asked me yesterday, the market going to go down, I would have said down. And that's because we know that when we test these upper bands, these previous support zones or resistance zone, you know, it's resistance for us. So we understand these kind of patterns. Market will go up and down, and anytime it finds support or resistance, it's going to treat it as the opposite on the next round. And again, the chat's just gone completely. I have no idea what's going on. So give me a second, guys. Let me refresh. Yeah, I don't know what happens. I mean, the stream was fine. Apparently, according to my software, I'm still streaming. I see Anton. Awesome, my brother. Nice. You're welcome to the second stream, because we just had a stream and the stream died out. So I literally hit that button to do a second stream. And that's why we're doing a second stream right now. So yeah, I mean, you can see, look, it's just broken it. Now that it's broken it, what do we expect? Well, we've got two options now. So let's do this. What is just bleeding out while we're doing it. So we might as well give you these scenarios here. So we've got a scenario here, which is this particular area here where we know the stream rebooted. No. I had to restart the stream. I had to do a second stream directly. So what we're looking at here, and by the way, I need to sneeze. I'm telling you, I have to really sneeze. Do you know what, guys? Stay here. I'm just going to go and blow my nose, and I'm going to be back, right? Stay here. Do not go away, and I hope you can hear the music, right? So let's do this. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, let's go. So, right. So, what was I saying? Stream review, let's watch the bleed. Hey, funky and edgy. Awesome, my brother. Tapping that 40-figure price zone soon. Yes. So, what was I saying? So basically, what we've got here is we've wicked here. So what we know is at some stage when we were bleeding down, we had bulls literally sitting here. We had bulls waiting exactly at this particular zone. And let me just get it on a different time zone so you can actually see a lot more happening as it does, right? So what you see is this particular zone actually was lower. Wow, it was actually lower. Look at this, it was lower. So we can see the bulls were literally waiting at that $43,000 level, right? And this was our neckline that we were supposed to not go below, and we did, right? So now we can understand that, okay, maybe just they might be sitting here. Some of the bulls may be still sitting here. You know, previous time we had a 43K, I was sitting there. So again, well, I don't claim to be a bull, but the point is there are zones where people like to sit, and you can actually observe this on some exchanges where you can see the amount of open orders and observe exactly what's going on. So that's currently what the situation is. So yeah, I mean, we're coming down, and the thing is if we can't hold this area as our, like, technically a bottom, right, then unfortunately we fall within this zone where we will come and test this particular area here. We will test this, and the bottom of this is basically your last line of support, and then, you know, anything could happen. You see what I mean? So if we hit that 43, 44 again, we could easily drop and come to the 40k. And if we did come to the 40k, then the chances of us going to 30k is higher. Does that make sense, right? So, you know, of course, I've been warning since this this candle here. I've been non-stop warning everybody, guys, it doesn't look right, it doesn't look right. But there is some stuff here that does look right, and I'll show you that stuff here, right? So when we start looking at the RSI, stochastic RSI, what we saw was there was this bearish divergence forming here, and this divergence is still active pretty much, right? It's okay, but what we see is currently the stochastic RSI is started to lead back up. it started to lead back up and it's trying to come back in. This is showing us, yes, there is some a reversal pattern forming. Question is it going to be a good one? Abhinay Raj, are you sure it will go to 42k? We can never be sure, bro. We don't have a crystal ball, but what we can do is give you the pattern. And if you want to go back to, you know, let me just say this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Actually, why am I doing that for? Let's do it this way. Abhinav, so for you, bro, this one's for you. If you watch every single video for the last 54 days, I think you'll find the answer. Was I sure it was coming down? I can't tell you if it's going to go to 42, but was I sure it's coming down? Yes, I was sure it's coming down. But what price? I can't tell you. Right? And I think I kind of mentioned this on yesterday's video as well, where I did have a target to buy at the 40k just on the recent dip on this particular candle. I couldn't because it didn't go as low as I wanted it. So no, we can never be sure of the price. If someone says they're 100% sure what the price is going to be, then yeah, and anybody who's sane would tell you basically that's a complete lie. Skin and Bone says, have a look at the daily candle for 4th of December, how much bullish fight we had back up, still red candle, but a lot of fight against it. What you mean, this particular candle here? It's not a fight. You see, this is the thing. A lot of people thought this is a fight. It's not a fight. Okay, what's happened is some of these trades, and this is really, really funny, there was definitely some sort of a manipulation here, right? So if and on this particular days, there was a few guys who was actually caught. So it's known as, what's it called? There's a name for it. I've got spoofing, right? So basically what someone did, they went on Binance. So we know who the culprit, where the culprit went to. So they were on Binance. They did some spoof trades and they showed people, they were sitting here and they showed selling orders at 39k. So when people started panicking, they literally sat there to buy this up, right? And they were auto set up to buy this. What the hell's going on, guys? I've got a runny nose. Give me a sec. Oh, I haven't left, and I'm not going to blow my nose. I made sure I had the audio switched off for this, right? So, A Salamani says, what shall I invest in? You can invest in whatever you like, my brother. There is nobody stopping you, right? Let's be honest, right? So, you know, what is it you're going to invest in? What is it you want to buy? What is it you want to do? This is a decision you make. I mean, we can't tell you this. I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you exactly what to buy, what not to buy. I can pretty much tell you as an YouTuber, as somebody who does vlogging, right? So technically this is like a vlog, right? So I'm making a video log every single day. I can only tell you what I did, and I'll tell you what I did. As soon as I saw this flip bearish, so as soon as I saw this flip bearish, you know, and it went back down to around 47.5, I believe it was, around this particular level. Yeah, as soon as I saw it go down here around the 47.5, so not even the 50, when I saw it go down to the 47.5, I'm like, this looks like it wants to push down, because I'm also looking at my indicators and I'm seeing how this RSI is also pointing down as well. I said, okay, on the shorter time frames as well, I can see this is becoming bearish. So at 47.5, I sold all of my liquid BTC. So understand what I'm saying. I had sold all of my liquid BTC, and the other ones I sold, funnily, we have a Voxel event, Voxels or Voxels, this event tomorrow. So for the event, when I saw the market flipping down, I also sold the BNB I held. I got rid of them and I let it bleed out, because I believe that we are going to come and test this particular line here, and I want to pick it up again. Of course, it's going to be a very small amount of change, but it's going to give me more BNB. So that's what I did. I've literally exited a lot of my liquid positions, and I'm just waiting on USDT. I already set up my orders to buy, so that's what I've been busy doing. Yeah, I'm just hoping to pick up those lovely dips, and so far I'm on target. I'm not joking. So far I'm on target because I sold here at 530. What is this now? So you can see I sold around 530, which is around here, just a little while ago actually. So I'm pretty much on target because my target is not that far. It's literally here. You can see this target here, 498, 500 basically. That's my target. So if I can make that little difference, I'm going to get myself a lot more BNB. That's the idea, nothing more. And of course, if it drops below, then I do have buy orders on the bottom as well. So it's all about accumulation for us, right? That's what it is. So yeah, Anton says, how's the weather in London? I hear more lockups coming soon. Bearish news, in my opinion. Maybe, bro. Who cares? I mean, I think most of the guys who trade or, you know, work on a computer or sitting at home don't really even care what it is. Do you know what I mean? So of course, I go out, I do other stuff, but if it comes or not, it doesn't make any difference to me. It doesn't make a difference to my life or anything. You know what I mean? What's trading got to do with the lockup? I mean, I believe when people are locked up and got nothing better to do, they might actually end up trading more, and it actually might be bullish for us. So, you know, idle hands, right? They always get up to stuff. So if, of course, if bearish news comes in and they want to be locked up at home and this and that, I think they're going to trade more. That's when we saw the last pump. Think about that. So definitely a possibility, you know what I mean? So it could be anything. Let's just be realistic here. It could be anything. This could be a positive thing for us if we do get a lockdown, or we could also do the other thing. Markets react to lockups. Well, yeah, I mean, the last time the market reacted to lockup was bullish, wasn't it? Colleen Kennedy says crash. Yes, crash. Of course it's crash. Definite crash. This is definite crash. But the thing is remember, we're looking at this bigger data here. Look at this bigger data playing out. We're looking at this bigger data here. This daily. Look at all of this, right? This is a daily, and this is the entire global market cap. Now you can see there is absolutely nothing here protecting this. This candle has zero support, right? Has zero support. The only line of area of anything was here, and it's peaked down already. It could easily break down. So you can see how this is actually coming into that zone where it says, right, I want to get into this zone, and let's try you guys out. If anything, more trade because they sitting more on the PC and looking for something. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So yes, the global news may be lockdown, this, that, whatever, businesses closed, whatever, but when they're idle, they have nothing better to do, they can potentially pump the market. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen, but the point is it's part of a probability, because remember, everything we can say here about people, about market structures, about sentiments, is just going to be a probability based on certain fundamentals that we can see. So we know that if people are going to be sitting idle, they might get up to no good, and usually that means in crypto trading more. You know, that's what I'm saying basically. Wow, okay, wow, so many people here. DB, buy the crash. I'm just not entirely confident on where my entry point will be. Awesome. That's a good one, right? So it depends on what you want to buy. Each one is completely different. So for BTC, we've been expecting BTC to come back and test this particular $40,000 zone for some time now. We've been expecting it. So regardless what it does, we've been expecting this. Of course, I think it was day before yesterday, I mentioned, I said, guys, we do see a possible trend reversal, and we did see this possible trend reversal here, where the trend did reverse, and for a day or two it was definitely reversing. But of course today the sentiment is different. It's like, okay, the data is suggesting it's going to go down, and of course a lot of you guys are new to YouTube, for example, so you don't know too much about what I do off YouTube. So sometimes I just send a message out to Discord or whatever. So today I actually sent a message to Discord, and I said, guys, the market is looking bloody. Have a look at the total market cap and watch that. Don't forget your individual coins. Have a look at the total market cap that is bleeding out, right? And one other thing we're going to notice, when the market starts to bleed out, one thing you'll notice is, for example, these leverage trades or whatever you want to call it, right? Let's do 1 hour, for example. So this is what's happening. You see, people are trying to be bullish, but they're getting liquidated, and the more they get liquidated, they initiate a cascading effect where it's just constantly coming down like an avalanche. Like, literally think about a peak, the Himalayas, and this effect like of an avalanche coming down. It brings in very small, and then it gets bigger and bigger the more lower it gets, right? So it's massive, right? So it's a crazy one. So you really have to understand what this is. Initially it says, I'm done. I've got McPherson says top 3 crypto. I will definitely tell you the top 3 crypto. But this is what I'm saying. So you're going to have this cascading effect, right, where basically the market itself starts to bleed down very fast, very rapidly, because it can't hold up, right? So because of that, we know that these would be our target zones where the bulls would be sitting, or the buy orders, right? Everybody that wants to pick up look, I'm telling you, and I'm sure everybody else is telling everybody else, and I'm sure everybody else is sitting around this area, because the last thing we want is for the crypto itself to go anywhere below. So we're talking about Bitcoin here. Last thing we want is for it to go anywhere below this, because the lower it goes, the probability of a bigger crash is higher. So we all want to be sitting with orders here, and I have orders here, I have orders around here, I have orders here, and I have orders below as well. But the point is we have orders at different stages, and the lower we go, the orders are bigger. So that means we have more buying capacity here than I have here. I have more buying capacity here than I have here. So that, and we kind of demonstrated this on yesterday's video as well. That's one of the reasons why I got Tracy to come over and just kind of show you guys, because that's what she wants to do. It's an educational thing, and we're going to do a lot more collabs together as well. So definitely a good video to watch. So I do recommend it. Please go, if you have the patience, go and watch it. Watch what we did yesterday, basically. And that's what's happening. So we all have orders in these levels, right? In these stages. I'm going to clean the chart a little bit so you can see. So we all have orders around here, around here, around here. We have our orders set. It's, there's no ifs and buts. We want to pick up the dips if it comes to the dips, right? So that's definitely happening. So yes, if you want to know where to enter, then my advice is try to dollar cost average in, right? Of course, this is not a financial advice, but the whole thing is if you are going to enter, you want to start dollar cost averaging in, especially when the market is trending down. Actually, if you're considering buying crypto for the first time, then it is the best time ever is when your market is down. So never buy the tops, never ever FOMO into these areas. In fact, never even FOMO into a green. So yesterday, for example, if someone bought this, that's bad. You don't buy the green, you buy it red. Because everybody on this channel that's been following us for some time, and that means newbies, most of the new guys who's entered the space, they know very well, a top of a green candle, this blue would be green for you. Actually, let me just get my other chart just to kind of show you. Do I have a good chart to show any of you? Give me a second, I'll activate something. I'll deactivate something, so that would sort it out for you. Here you go. So when we're looking at these charts, right, this green here, you don't buy in a green, because the top of the green is the top, but the top of a red is actually the bottom, because remember, it's flipped. It's done in it's a complete 180. So whatever you see going up, that's the top, but when it goes down, this is the top. So we've got the top here. This is now pointing down, and obviously you got to understand this is the best place to buy. You don't buy here, you buy here, so that's how we end up accumulating as much as possible, obviously, and seeing where we go from there. But top 3 crypto. So top 3 crypto for me personally, BTC obviously is the king. Ethereum obviously it's the second in charge. Those are the 2 top ones, and on the third, I would have to kind of debate. There isn't really a third, because I've got a few, right? So if I was to say, for example, invest $100, then I would obviously invest like $25 or $30 into BTC, maybe $30 into Ethereum. But then the remainder of the funds that I have, I would usually split it amongst those top coins. So for me, it's not one, it's quite a few. I've got BNB, I've got Solana, I've got Cardano, I've got Avalanche, I've got Crypto.com, I've got Polkadot, right? So each one of them is part of that third section, because I believe all of them are going to be successful, or at least one of them is going to be. So I'm not trying to just say, okay, I'm going to put it into 3 and just forget about it. No, that's not diversified enough. I know BTC is good, so I want to put a big portion there. I know Ethereum's good, I want to put a big portion there. But when it comes to the number 3, well, I don't know who's going to win the race. You know what I mean? So I'd rather bet on all of them. It doesn't matter who wins. So that's the idea. Let's see what's going on. Wow, so many people here. So many people here. Awesome. Also, give me a sec, guys. Do you know what it is? I'm not ill. I'm actually feeling very hot. This bloody thing is so hot. But if I take it off, then I'll have to strip. And I don't really want to strip on YouTube, if that makes any sense. So that's what's going on. Right, let me check what's going on. 3Crypto, done. Nishilit says, I'm done. I have no idea what you've done, bro. Don't do anything bad that you'd regret later. Okay, don't do anything bad you're gonna regret later. So that's that. SM says, thinking of buying some land in metaverse for long term. What are your thoughts? Unsure because there are so many out there and hard to pick which may do well. I mean, you got to look at where the money is, and I'll talk about this. Like, if you look at Sand, if you look at Decentraland, there's a few others up and coming as well. RFox is another good bet as well, right? So if you start looking at some of these, you know, established, or where the money is being invested, yes, there's land, but then you can't just buy any land. So if you go to Sandbox right now, Sand, and try and buy land, trust me, there are land for nothing, next to nothing, cheap, very cheap, you know. But that land could be worth nothing because people are not building around it. So when you're looking for prime locations, even in a game, I'm not joking, even inside a game, when you're looking for prime locations around the center where all the people are, for example, on Sandbox, if you go and, or Decentraland, I believe it was, right, if you go and buy something near one of the big famous people, you're going to pay a lot more. Real estate is worth a lot more over there. So you got to make your mind up where you want to be. But of course, the closer you are to someone, the more money you're going to make. I mean, someone as in, you know, something valuable, or some person like, you know, Snoop Dogg has his own land over there, and a few other people have their own land. So you got to understand where you want to be, because location is key. Trust me, when they talk about location in real life, well, here location is also key as well. So just be careful. But my suggestion would be, yes, land is a very good investment, but buy in the top games, not in just some random ones. Of course, you want to gamble a little bit. Like, for example, if it's only a couple of $100, and there has been opportunities. In fact, I believe we have a member in our group who bought some land, prime land in Sandbox for $300. Beat that. He's got a prime piece of land which is worth thousands and thousands and thousands. I'm not going to give you the number, but the point is he only bought it for $300. So he's done really, really well. He got in early. He knew exactly what to do. He didn't bother out all the NFTs and all the nonsense. He didn't give a damn about those. He just went in, sniped that piece of land around those locations, and moved on from there. So that was the most smartest thing to do. So brilliant job there, and you know, fantastic. I mean, how he's done it, and that's the opportunities you want to look for. You want to look for land in prime location. You know, again, There's no guarantee. It's an NFT. Remember, there is absolutely zero guarantee whether you are going to be successful or not, right? Whether someone's going to buy your piece of land later on or whatever. But it's a worthwhile gamble as long as you can buy it for cheap. That's what I want to say, basically. Let's have a look at the chats. My God, so many people exploding. SM says, ship army holding. Yes, bro, hold tight. Actually, I'm thinking of buying some more. Thoughts on Dow, Olympus, Time. Olympus, I've heard of. Time, let me just check. DAOs are great as long as they're DAOs, because a lot of the guys act like they're DAOs, but they're nothing to do with DAOs. They're just complete scams. So this must be Olympus. There's a lot of them. Wow, there's a lot of them. I think it's this one. Is that the one? I have no idea. It says Time. Let's have a look at Time. Must be the one. I don't know. This looks like a shitcoin. Yeah, this looks like a shitcoin, so I wouldn't even bother looking at it, bro. It's just a waste of time. Let's have a look at Time. You mentioned Time. Oh, this Wondershare, Wonderland. Yes, bro, just avoid it. Trust me. These are not DAOs, man. These are just probably scams or something like this. I don't even know where they get their prices and valuations from. I have no idea. I mean, this one just mints so much more. It's just hilarious, right? I have no idea what the hell is going on. I'm telling you, I have no idea what this is. First decentralized reserve currency protocol for the Avalanche network based on the Time token. Each Time token is backed by a basket of asset, e.g. MIM, Time, AVAX. What the hell are they talking about? Do you know what I mean? So end of the day, they're telling you that this $4,000 is backed up by their own token and some AVAX as well. You've got to really be cautious what you're looking at. You've got to be really cautious what you see, because for me, when I see this, when I see someone telling me that they're backing their own coin up with their own coin, I've got a problem here. It's like me saying, guys, I'm backing my right hand with my left hand. Hold on, they're both my hands. So please understand what all of this is. Right, you can create a token called Time AVAX. You can create that. Doesn't mean it's AVAX. So again, please understand the market for what it is. Understand the contracts for what it is. Understand the token for what it is. Wonderland has Time and Time AVAX and MIM. It's their currency. They're just backing it up with their own currency. Easy to do. I create token A. I have token B, token C, token D, token E, 26 letters if I have to, and I promise to you that I back it up with 26 different assets. Does that make me any more legit? So that's all I'm going to say. I can't really say too much. Obviously, and ultimately the decision has to be yours, what you want to do. But ultimately, sometimes you have to think in a critical way, that you understand that, okay, look, we have a situation here. Does that make logical sense to me? Is there enough reasoning there? Because I always say to people, I've said it many times, that anything is possible and anything is great as long as there's some logical sense and there's some reasoning behind it. If it doesn't make any reasonable sense, it doesn't make any sense at all. That's pretty simple. But DAOs, look, genuinely, DAOs are very good. Decentralized autonomous organizations are very, very good protocols if it's done accurately. But if it's not, then you got to really be careful what a DAO is. Skin and Bones, at SM, I'm in Sand and Axis, not a suggestion, but that's what I'm in. Awesome. DB says, thank you for that answer. Awesome. Nikhil says some shitcoin. Nikhil Koshik says shitcoin. Khalil Trumbull says, hey bro, great channel, just got here. Awesome, my brother, thank you, nice for you to come here. I mean, the channel's growing. Every day we've been growing. Actually, do you know what, I'm going to put it on this chart, and let's watch some of this while we talk, right? Because it's one of the best charts out there. This, when I see the market bloody and red, most of the viewers know this. I love it. And also I can see the chat as well while I do this as well. So let's have a look at what's going on. Wow. Okay. Wow. We've had some new subscribers. I didn't even see this. Wow. DB subscribe. Joe Dev, subscribe. Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Right. Okay, so let's have a look at the chats and see what's going on. So that was the DAO situation. We don't want to talk about DAO. As I said, DAOs are fantastic, provided they are the real thing, right? If they're not, then anybody could act like a DAO. It's like decentralized exchanges. There are hundreds of them. Remember, when we talk about Ethereum or BNB or Matic, you know, even Crow at some stage, right? Remember, they're all the same codes, guys. These are the original Ethereum codes. And people are just copying them, and just coming out with whatever and just changing the name. That's what it is. Everybody wants a piece of it, right? I also want a piece of it. But the point is just because they're doing it and they kind of change perimeters or kind of present it to you differently, it doesn't mean anything different. But you can do your own research and find out what it is. And sometimes if you can't do any of those, just logic and reason. Simple. So shitcoin, we've got all the shitcoin. Hungry Queens, bless you too. Khalil, what number do you expect BTC to hit tonight, bro? Oh my, so what number do I expect it to hit? Well, we've talked about this just a little while ago. Actually, we did say that we are expecting it to possibly, right? So please do understand, this is a possibility, possibly go and touch this particular area here. So if I do put the drawing back on, possibly to touch this particular area here, which is around the 43, which is literally the wick we had recently on December the 4th when we dumped, right? So we're expecting that worst case scenario, we could easily come and dump here, right? We could actually come and dump here. But then again, we do have this range here, which means that we could easily yo-yo between these two lines here. You know, this could be an actual consolidation zone and a complete sideways zone before we decide to either break down or break up, right? So it is a consolidation zone right now. Of course, it's not the best, but it's getting there, right? So we do know this. But if this market continues to bleed out, then we know for a fact it's going to test this line here, whether it holds and then creates this as our, secondary support, not the best, then we can move up, or the probability is we can possibly even come down to this level here, which is the only other area where we do have some significant support, right? Because we have this greater data here, just going to show you, so you can see how we have this greater data here, which is pretty much in confluence with all of this. It actually goes all the way back to here, for example. So if you start looking at this, you can see how we've literally had this back in January 2021. This was a January 2021 area where we created this for the first time. We broke through this the first time, and then the second time we broke through this was here back in February. When we finally broke support, right? You can see that we broke support in May, and then finally we found this as a resistance in July. So you can see how this one area has been an important area for us, right? So just looking at that, you can see that yes, everything here is absolutely possible, that we might actually even come and touch this. But what number, what price, nobody can tell you that, bro. That's the truth. We can give you a range and say what direction it's going to go, but even then, you can't always say what direction it's going to go tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow is. Nobody has a crystal ball. That's a fact. So we have to accept that fact. If somebody says that they know what they're doing, or this is what's going to happen, it's not possible. And I've been very clear about this on this channel, where I've said to everybody, I said, guys, I don't have a crystal ball. I can only tell you what the market is telling me, or what the charts are telling me, what the 4-hourly charts are telling me, what the 1-hourly charts are telling me. I can only go by those, but when it comes to predictions, as some people like to call it, and I have said it once or twice, but the point is we can't predict anything. We cannot predict anything. I mean, we've even talked about this, where I can activate the minute candles and let's play a little game. Who can guess what the next candle color is going to be, right? So some people might say blue, the others would say it's a 50-50, right? But we don't know 100% what the next candle is going to be, whether it's going to be up or whether it's going to be down. And you can see how the patterns play. So let's have a look at the questions. I hope this kind of answers your question, what I just showed you here, that BTC today could be playing within this range, right? And as I said, it could come down to this 43, or even go and test at least this particular trend line here, which is around the $50,000 level again. So 50, yeah, so around here, basically I would say top of the neckline, so 50,000. We can even, so we can, on the upside we can do 50, on the bottom side we can go to 43. So we've got a nice little range here. I've got, actually, do you know what, why don't I just do this? Why am I even doing this? Give me a second, guys, give me a second. I just remembered something. I've got something here that I can actually use for you. This will actually tell me the true range, right? So on this daily, what kind of differences I'll be looking at. So yeah, it's telling me 3,200 down from here and 3,200 up from here. Pretty simple, right? So yes, definitely 50,000, or from where we are, 43. Look at that. The ATR is actually telling me, literally the ATR, this particular indicator is called average true range, is telling me what the true range of this candle could be. So the difference, the price difference that we could see on the way down or on the way up, it's telling me, and we've got the price here, it's 3,285. So easy. Michael, this has been a tough few weeks. Some of us need a virtual hug. Of course, my brother, of course, hugs for everybody here. Let's go, easy 100x, let's go, triple X, the Wonderland. Okay, so Time Wonderland. Let's go, says Goose Honk. Let's go, says go ho or go home. Well, gung ho there, bro, no worries. Korimaru DDL, I have no idea what that means. Let's go, search Goose Hank on, oh, Poo Coin. Ah, I see, so this is a coin you're talking about. 23% backed up. I have no idea where it's backed up. So Let's Go is obviously trying to promote something, I believe. QKC is good. What is QKC? I don't know where you guys come up with some of these coins, but let's have a look. QKC. Yeah, I see it. Core coin. Yeah, it doesn't even have a rank. Wow. It hasn't even been given a rank yet. Oops, complete poo coin. That's definitely a poo coin. Deserves to be on the poo coin. How to Nihilist says how to learn TA. You can get books and all sorts of other stuff as well. There are some really great books on TA. Actually, you can actually do those. Some people just follow some internet courses. There are some free courses actually, even on YouTube, where you can actually start understanding certain things. But do you know what? Trading or technical patterns, it's more individual to yourself. Because like even yesterday we had a guest on this show, right, and the guest was doing certain things in a certain way, and we actually agreed and disagreed on some stuff. So we have our own unique style that we would use. Like for example, I love the bodies. My guest and most technical people like to use the wick. Now I do use the wick, so this particular, say for example the wick here, I do use the wick, but very rarely. So when I'm doing this and I see there's absolutely no other body around, I will use this wick. But if I see there's a body, here somewhere, yes, I will definitely jump on it and then use that body, because that's where the story itself has closed. So for me, the wicks, the candle, you know, the wick and the tail, so this is a tail and the top is the wick, right? When I see them, that's just a story. That's just okay, that's how high we went or how low we went. But that's not a fact for me. A fact for me is where the body is right now. And this body is a fact telling me that we have created a lower low. So even though this is a low, some people are going to say, well, no, Asham, this is not a lower low. It's still a higher low. I would argue and say, no, the body was here. That means that's where this candle closed. This is a daily lower low, which is a more powerful candle than this particular candle itself. Yes, we saw bullish action here, but this is now being invalidated because of the depth of the body, the amount of money that's in this particular candle. So the volume, the body is what the closing amount of money was in there. That's what gives it its value. Excuse me 1 second. Right. Let's see who's next. Wow. Goose Honk is the way. Wow. Do you think we could hold? Wow. BTC going to 0. I love it. Awesome. If we drop to 43, I'll sell when we come back up, because could be a head and shoulders then buy it again at investments again as it's coming down to my plan. Awesome. If you have a plan, stick to your plan. It doesn't matter what your plan is, whether your plan is to go up, to go down, to buy the dip, to buy zero, because somebody wants to zero. Whatever your plan is, stick to it. There is no right or wrong. Remember this, right? And of course, if you missed it and if your plan didn't fulfill, don't worry about it. Just keep on carrying on. This is BTC. This is another story. This is literally crypto. It does a whole different thing. All right, Albin. Tunis, what do you think about FEG token? We've talked about it before. I'm not going to talk about it in this show. We won charity. Gala graph, please. Okay, yeah, we can do Gala. I don't see a problem with Gala, and I've talked about why I think Gala has a great potential because of how they've created the structure. So this is the Gala chart that I've had for a long time. And you can see that all the indicators, everything are there, and you can see how this was our target. So this is our target zone where we want to go to, which is approximately $1, right? $1 is where we're looking to go to, and of course we didn't go there. We came down. What can we do? Nothing much, but look where we are. We're sitting at the 0618 to the 786, which is the actual golden pocket zone, right? So it's actually 6.5, but the point is look, we're sitting in this particular zone here, which is actually the golden zone, right? So this area here, this is the golden zone, right? So end of the day, we are in a great position. Of course, again, none of this matters if the market itself is not going up, right? So doesn't matter how bullish something is or how bullish you are on something. Follow the market, follow the leader, you know, follow the actual market itself, because that's what's going to give you a rough idea of where we are. And usually what we see is Bitcoin and Ethereum, the two most dominant coins, do kind of lead the market. So if they're bullish, everybody's bullish. If they start bleeding, everybody else bleeds. So just be observant on that one, basically, because that's how you know what is what. And of course, as I said, like Gala will follow the path. It might at some point start doing its own thing, as long as we're still in some sort of a, you know, an altcoin season or something. But for me right now, I don't see anything. Yes, the trader sentiment is coming back, but look at the RSI. RSI is pointing down, and of course the market is also pointing down. So for us, we can see a clear picture that yes, there may be a little bit more bloodbath here before we go anywhere. So, but so far we're holding support, because this was a nice little support zone that we did talk about the other day, and this is holding support. So far so good. So far so good. Abinay says, man, they are doubling your money in 30-45 days and then compounding it on the same rate. Yes, their father is Olympus DAO, and second best and most trustable DAO is Time Wonderland. Deep dive, please. No, I won't, bro. I've done deep dive on it. I won't deep dive on something that all it is just its own ecosystem. I won't. If I see them actually backing it up with something that they've put in themselves, yeah. But if I'm going to come to you, Abinev, let's put it this way. If I come to you and I say to you, brother, this is my project, give me your money. So you give me your money. And you say to me, okay, Sham, what guarantee do I have? And I say, well, guess what? I've got this and this right here, which I'm backing it up with. It's similar like this. For me, it's worthless. I wouldn't even bother talking about it. I don't mind people bringing coins to the show, but it's just harmful. And you'll see what I mean. You see what I mean? Half of these ain't going to survive. You do know this. So if you like it, it's by all means, you know, but don't say it's the best. Nothing is the best. You're not the best. I'm not the best. There's always something better than you. There's always someone better than you. So make sure you understand this, that nothing is the absolute. There's always something better. You know, if it doesn't exist today, it will exist tomorrow. So it's very important, you know, and I understand some of you guys feel very strong, and I know a lot of guys felt very strong about like Matic and this and that, you know, even Chainlink, what was the other one, XRP, and look where we are. Yes, it's fine to follow. I love BTC, but I don't have any emotions. I told you. I mean, even in this particular video, right at the beginning, I said, look, guys, I can tell you what I did with my BTC, and I dumped it at the 47,500. I dumped my BTC at the 47,500. I'm sitting to buy some more. So, I hope that kind of makes sense, bro. It is Tunis says, is it smart to sell my crypto now?